Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've ever hit that frustrating roadblock in Google Sheets because of the dreaded 2 million cell limit, today's tutorial is going to be a total game changer for you. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to push past that old restriction without needing to dive into BigQuery or any complicated tools. We're going to break down Google Sheets' new 10 million cell limit, what it really means, and how you can structure your data to maximize every single cell. So let's jump right in. First, let's clear up a big milestone. Google Sheets has increased the total cell limit to a whopping 10 million. That means instead of being stuck with just 2 million cells, you now have 5 times more space to work with for your data, calculations, and all those extra sheets you've been craving. But here, where it gets interesting, understanding how the cell limit actually works is the key to unlocking this power. Now, when you open a brand new Google Sheet, you'll notice it defaults to 26 columns, labeled A through Z, and 384,615 rows. If you've ever wondered why these numbers seem kind of random, it's because Google Sheets is making sure you don't accidentally go over the 10 million cell limit. Here's the math. 26 columns multiplied by 384,615 rows lands you right at that magical 10 million figure. So it's not about how many rows or columns you have individually. It's always the asterisk product of those two that Google is counting. If you need more rows, you'll have to adjust the number of columns and vice versa. Let's say you're working with a data set that only needs 10 columns. Perhaps, for example, you're tracking monthly sales data over several years for just a few key metrics. With only 10 columns used, you can actually insert far more rows because you're not using up cells with extra unnecessary columns. Imagine your columns are like seats in a theater and rows are the audience members. Once every seat for every show is filled, you can't admit more without removing some chairs. By trimming your columns, you make more room for additional rows. Now here's how you can use this in practice. If you start with the default sheet, go ahead and delete any columns you don't need. Don't worry if you accidentally remove too many, you can always add columns back later. Google Sheets makes this super easy. Right-click on the column header to remove or use Insert to add if you need them again later. Once you've slimmed down your columns, you'll see you can add a lot more rows before reaching your cell limit. And here's a quick tip to keep your sheet running fast. Try to keep formatting, formulas, and unnecessary columns to a minimum, especially in larger sheets. The fewer the columns, the more rows you can load without Google Sheets slowing down or complaining about limits. This is especially helpful if you're importing data, copying big lists, or automating reports. Always tailor your sheet to the true size of the data you actually need. Remember, as long as you keep the product of your rows and columns, so that's rows times columns, under 10 million, you can customize the shape of your sheet however you like. There's no need to jump into BigQuery or split your data across a dozen files anymore. So go ahead and push the boundaries of what Google Sheets can do. Alright, that's it for today's walkthrough. If you found this tip helpful, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel out. And if you have any questions or if you want to share your biggest Google Sheets headache, just drop a comment down below. I love hearing your stories and troubleshooting together. Don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials just like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.